Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Survivor 3 with Black Ice events, or Black Ice 8 and Third Reich events installed. We will continue playing. Some trade agreements, so hopefully keep the trade balance good. And I'll just take your raw materials later. Hopefully build up a big stockpile. Okay, single engine fighter prototype has advanced. Research into it. So we'll switch it over to that. No, not that interested in relations with Latin America. Few key countries, yeah. Thinking about using some of the spies, but not just yet. No, we don't buy fuel from South Africa. Mobile unit command and control has advanced. That is good. Air superiority tactics. And national recruiting policy. Yes, we need to do this. We're going to go again. I'm going with the balanced approach. That isn't a bad idea, but we do have a manpower situation, and I really don't want a bunch of militia units. I would, you also lose industrial level capacities there in certain areas. I would suggest never doing that. I prefer we do this because we have a bunch of militia units. They're spread all over Germany right now. They will be getting weaker in 1939 than they are now. The strength will go to about 1/3 for each brigade in 1939. But that will still be a considerable amount of militia units. If you just want militia manpower. We're getting a lot of these online very soon. And let's see if we can sell some supplies to the Soviet Union. Just a bit. Broadcasting advance, that is good. Useful. Supply organization. Should do it to there, I think. Well, we're going to start doing this, so we're going to do that. Without major hits. Mass events. The road networks have noticed that is good as well. Installation security. We have a little bonus from previous events. Yes, we will take this till June, 1% hit. Road networks improve throughout Germany. So, still just a little bit for national unity, but mostly organizational regain has improved by 0.2%. We're getting a lot of stuff produced now. Oh, goody, 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 goody. Okay, so oil refining is up to 36, level 2. That's very good. And metal production is up 8% total, so a 4% increase. And coal processing technology, so this is up 15%. So hopefully these will significantly help my resource needs. Switching all that back to air development. Well, Finland. Sure. Mountain unit training. Here. We'll switch it over to command and control for mountain units. I will be using a fair number of them on a lot of different fronts, both in the northern and southern front areas, both in Norway and dealing with the cold of Finland, even though that, or Finland and what is that's sort of Murmansk, Karelia, I guess, I don't know what we want to call that region up there. Oh, lost those. We'll see what comes out. As well as places down in Greece, Egypt, the Caucasus. Okay, we've improved our aircraft carrier engine technologies. Improve the hangar. I'm sort of a little loath to do this. It's sea defense is good, hull is improving good, but positioning and speed are reduced, so I'm going to focus a little bit more there. I don't, when I'm building TRE, I don't think, oh well, 1938 January needs more events, which it just sort of might because we're sitting here not getting very many, and then go look for stuff. I'm much more, when I'm developing the mod, finding events through various research means, as well as suggestions, and then going and building the events for them, whether they're all happening, 30 events in, the same month, or 30 events spaced out over the, 10-year period, roughly, 36 through 45 or whatever. But, however it is, it's very organic in that sense. I'm not looking for stuff to fill it up, and I've sometimes wondered if because of that, certain periods get, oh wow, we're going to get a lot of stuff going there. We'll see how that may get down in here now. That may get a little overwhelming at times. I worry about that a bit. I know some of you guys really love events, and others I think like them, but might get a bit too much. Okay, the Ark Royal, the British carrier, is launched. That is not a good sign for us. Okay, the second year of the International Winter Sports Woch. I guess that means competition or something. Another great sporting event. Basically, I have, other than it existed, just sort of the, I don't have any results or anything like that. But the nations that participated in, based on the poster, that's the period poster. And because I want to show the period posters, and most of them are more or less vertical in design, I often will, like I have here, cut out the main sort of interesting text part and put it large enough to be able to read easily, and that's the pin from it. And so as you see, we lose a little descent, and it costs a little money, a little manpower, get a little better relations, and improve some of our text a little bit. Just a bit, otherwise things are becoming overwhelming after a bunch of years of this. Okay. Do I even attempt to... basically, I'm going to read the English version. The Reich Administrative Procedure of the NSDAP book. That's the title above it. I'm sure you Germans are reading it naturally, of course. Franz Xavier Schwartz is the author of the book. This is various rules and regulations for administering Germany, basically through the it's not just the political party, it's the governing of Germany, and thought it was very interesting how they're putting it out and how it's very party focused and not maybe as much government focused, and that's the author there. So yeah, everyone needs to read it in the country, and improves the organization of the NSDAP and things. Okay. An Arado AR-79 record flight. The pilot there, you can read about it, wants to make a very long distance flight. Now you see this is more or less at the end in Indonesia, the Indonesian girls there next to the airplane. So yes, it'll improve our relations a little bit with certain countries that we travel to, just a teeny bit really, but it will also, you can decide not to make a flight, but I recommend it, because you get the second event. You'll see there the stop in Italy, then through Libya, and that single long flight all the way there to India. That's the record long flight, and through all the way down to Australia. There's the total length, but that's sort of the big super long leg, and taking off from Brandenburg all the way. And because of this, it improves fuel tank research and drop tank research and aero engines flying all of that way, getting ready for it. And these are pictures of them. I think these may be in Libya here. I forget I got them just where they're taken, but I think it was Libya. Stop there in Benghazi. Some photos of various elements of the record flight. Okay, Hitler likes his grandiose architecture and finds basically the Reich's chancellery, as he found it when he came to power, as being not magnificent enough for the new German Reich. So here's Albert Speer and Goering looking at a model of the plans, and again, this is one I'm not giving you a choice over, because probably you would decide not to build it. But this is what the Fuhrer wants, and this is one of the big projects of the Fuhrers, if you want a justification for it. It's partly what makes Nazi Germany Nazi Germany. So, you can say, I want to play Germany, but a democratic Germany that conquers the world. Well, no, we're playing Nazi Germany that conquers the world. So, we get a 6% hit to ICs till March 4th. And obviously some other stuff, costs. And here's another look at the model of it. Later on, because they do build, we'll see some photos. These are the two streets there, and through those arches you drive in there, and you can often see photos taken in the plaza in the center, people coming or going. Plans of it, and again, Speer and Goering. Is it big enough? Grandiose enough? Okay, oil to coal conversion has advanced, or coal to oil, I should say. Only 6% total improvement, but still it's better than not. So we'll stop that technology research and we'll shift it to okay, broadcasting. Let's see the plans. Okay, with the money that we have currently, and it is sort of based on how much money you have currently, so we can either do news and politics or heroic tales. can't. You can theoretically jump to higher ones if we saved up enough money. Meaning we pass it. Yeah, we could jump to huge. If we had enough money, we could jump to huge entertainment, but we don't. So we can either do, because we have small heroic tales, we can do heroic tales, which will increase national pride, national unity, and organization regain rate, or we can do news and politics, national pride, national unity increase, territorial pride, national unity, and ruling party support. That's the one I'm going to pick now. We can do the heroic tales later for the army once we're at war, but we're going to go with that now. So we'll pick the first one here. And I want to find, if we can, a few other places to, we've got excess money, so let's see if we can sell them some supplies. Supplies. State money. Supplies and they have money. Let's see if they'll buy some. Yeah, I know it's against our allies, but we're still doing the Chinese relationship with, and that hasn't stopped yet. Let's see if they'll buy that. US can't at the moment. Much of those factors a bit, and we're expanding. Now we're wanting to build up our money base again. Okay, reorganization and a little left off of from the 1937 to 38 period. We're going to do this. This is the current. We're going to get this one reorganization, and then we'll get a final one that'll be a bit more streamlined. We will lose some supplies, but notice we gain officers as well as this, so we're going to do that. And that goes away. Oh well, that's right, we have to reconnect. The various units again, I think. No, I thought, no. Okay, okay, airport capabilities have advanced. We will stop continuing research on that. It's a good one, but we're going to need to improve a lot of other areas as well. So that's run rate cratering penalty is reduced, so taking out our air bases is not as effective, and what though a bit better in my opinion is the air interception efficiency is better. Okay, oh god, I hate these types of names, because I'm not even sure, it's still Yadinovic. I'm going with the soft J as in YJ. It was a J as in Y. And Nerath, Konstantin Nerath. Meet in Berlin. He's obviously from Yugoslavia, Prime Minister. So we can host him and the party to improve our relations there. This is an actual, this is the outside cover. This is sort of menu and seating plan for the event, and one of the women that attended the event went around and got autographs from a bunch of the people in there, and that's what you're seeing there from that. And there's a photo from the event. So you're seeing a little piece of history. I found in one of the sites, collector sites that were selling this there, and I sent them a link to this because it has to be, because it was meeting at the same date, so it has, you know, fancy dress, morning type suits, not exactly morning suits, but that, so it has to be that event. So yeah, so interesting history, pieces from the past. Okay, and airport level 3. We will take the hit. Get it done. And here it's error organization by this. So you see, we get the combination of the tech that gives us, you know, more resistance to bombing, better interception, and then the effect here, improved error organization, just a teeny bit, but it helps. It's accumulative. No, I don't want to give you money for fuel. I got plenty of fuel. As you see, we're moving more and more into units. We're still producing a lot of industrial centers. Okay. Edmund Schultz Hess, sorry, wants to meet with Hitler. The former president of Switzerland asked for a private meeting with the Fuhrer. We can agree to the meeting or not. I think generally on balance it's good game-wise. There's good tendency to drift towards internal factors. So we'll take the meeting. And this is part of the, keep hitting these things so he cuts off the picture. That's Victor Lutz there. Like I say, podcast or something, can you just like crop out a little bit of that thing? Maybe I should just do that. I don't know. So you see the pictures a little better. Luntz in Italy. Luntz travels down to Italy, meets with El Duce, Mussolini, takes a tour of Italy, as well as sets off to Libya. Libya, Victor Luntz, of course, is the chief of staff of the SA. This is part of the efforts to show the continuing importance of the SA within Germany and everywhere else, that he's functioning as a major ambassador, if you will, for Germany overseas, obviously to another fascist country. They're not sending them to, you know, the Soviet Union or something as ambassador. You know, I mean, he's not the ambassador, but and you know, positive ambassador, as they would see it, for Germany. So I ask, is the food good? So it costs us some money having to travel around, but we improve our relations with Italy. And it gets an event as well. So. Okay. The Blomberg-Fritsch affair. This was an orchestrated event. This was not what it appeared to be in public at the time. You can talk about the photos and of one of them, and the other one was accused of homosexuality. But from what I understand, is the records of homosexuality was mixed up in names and similar names from different police records or something, and it was not him. But the state very much wanted to promote this up, and so they set up the situation for basically working to decapitate the army. In 1938, in my opinion, the last organization of government that could oppose the Nazis was the army. These men were probably the last who could just decide to have a coup and have the bulk of the army follow it and take down. And you can see, like we were just talking about, the size of the SA militia. There could be a real civil war in Germany if it happened, because if you don't grab all the right people all at once, you can easily see Hitler or Goebbels, or probably not Lutz so much, but Goering particularly. So Goebbels, Hitler, Goering, probably a few others that are slipping my mind at the moment, could have probably roused the spirit of the SA and others to resist and fight the army, and they would have very much been situated in the cities and control the cities, where some of the army barracks were sort of in and around cities. But it would have been a situation where you had the SA, and I will agree with some of the people that have commented that they were street thugs, or that they weren't the organized army, or as powerful. They weren't. But if they're in their city and they're holding out and they get a hold of rifles and pistols, and you have higher quality, much better equipped army units, but a fewer in number, and if you've done any sort of research or training or study of urban fighting, it absorbs manpower radically. You move into buildings and you need so much more manpower than you do out in the open. So the army is going to have to resort to using artillery on German cities. So it would have been an ugly, ugly thing if the SA were going to resist. It's quite possible they could have done it. A coup. This is very much an attempt to keep the army from doing that, from launching a coup, and so the Nazis want to take this out. So we can go with the historic, or gain a bunch of dissent, and NSDAP loses organization. So, but basically we need to go, and we still lose some because it's still a chaotic and disrupting affair. Okay, this is also at this time is Hermann Goering was promoted to the rank of Marshal of the Luftwaffe, as a general field marshal. Up until this point, he was not a marshal or field marshal of any sort. He is not yet Reich Marshal. This is not yet that, and that's his baton as Marshal of the Luftwaffe, and his standard as Marshal of the Luftwaffe. And the actual ones, those are photographs, modern photographs of his actual standard and baton that survived the war. He gets different ones when he gets promoted, but that's it. So, Air Force HQ gains 60 and do some supplies, keeping Goering happy. And that is also part of what just happened with the Blomberg Blomberg-Fritsch affair, in that you are promoting Goering up to the rank of marshal or field marshal. So he now has military authority rank. He is also very, very high up in the party, also has very many, and we've talked about him, government posts. So when a soldier, whether he's a private or an officer, gets a command from another military personnel person, he is supposed to follow it, even if they're different branches of service. There is a chain of command, and there is, you're not in my chain of command, you've gotten conflicting orders. But still, I'd like to see a private disobey an admiral, unless he's been given direct orders from the mouth of a general, if you know what I mean. So by having him up there as a high-ranking military officer, who, it goes back to the old army, because the old Air Corps was basically part of the army. So he has that lineage to go, that he is not only, party leader, not only World War I hero, not only government official, he's now a very high-ranking military official. To balance out, at this time, there aren't other marshals, or at least not marshals of current service, if you know what I mean. They're generals. I don't know if there's any remaining marshals like from the World War I army, but those are, old retired guys. So he's up there as sort of outranking most of the other officers. So that is an important step to do that. So when he gives commands, he gives them with military command authority that outranks most other, if not all other, military officials. And so that's a very important measure in keeping coups from happening. Or if they start to give counter orders. So a lot of people don't pay attention to these when they look back at history, or they look at these things, the various measures and steps. And in the sense, from 1933 to 1939, if you will, 6 years, you have an effective Nazi revolution. But it doesn't happen overnight, and it happens in stages, and they do various steps at various levels to secure the power. And sometimes just titles, confer a lot of power. And so, whether, they have a lot of men to back them up, that's another thing, but power. Okay, intercepting tactics. Get back to the game, have advanced. Okay, we're going to jump over to nav pilot training there. And this one down here is tank of some sort. Let's see what it is. Oh. Here. Okay. 38, so we could do the 39 tags, but we'll just see what else we should be looking at. Those are already being done. Amphibious warfare equipment. I'm going to leave that for the moment. That's a little too specialized. Okay, we're going to improve our tanks. And study for. Okay, and we just got this one. It's now jumped to 39 because of Goering being made marshal, field marshal there. That gave us 60 days bonus. It's probably up here somewhere. Yeah, Air Force. See, we're already into that level because of the bonus. It jumped up, so yes. We're going to form 2 Flieger Corps. Yes, we want that to organize our air power. If you watched the previous series, you know how I like to use them, and I will be showing you later on, in case you haven't. I'm not, as I think I've said before, I'm intending this to be ongoing reference for playing Black Ice, because I don't think it's going to go to 9. They're going to keep tweaking, and Panzeru is commenting about tweaking elements, you know, with 8. But I don't think we're going to see any major changes, like a bunch of new buildings or a whole new transportation system or anything like that. So if you're watching this a year from now and they still haven't gotten out Hearts of Iron 4 or something, we'll probably still be playing this. But this is sort of the definitive work as I look at it. Okay, we got this, and now we can get that. Yay! So we will at least be able to have landing craft built by the beginning of the war, or at least in 1940, but probably well before that. Maybe have assault ships, so we will have greater range and capabilities for invasion. That is very good, because I am going to pursue a Mediterranean and beyond strategy like I did last time. Yeah, it could be such a wild ride. Okay, small arms tech, good, got that. I guess the other one here to do is increase our plate thickness. Okay, I think this will be a good time to stop. Well, let's take a quick look. I know we've been doing a lot of this. Yeah, okay. Wow, we haven't looked in a little while. Well, it looks like the Nationalists have finally cut the 2 sections looking like permanently in 2 parts, because I don't think we're going to see the Republicans retake all those areas. So they're moving towards it. Oh, well, I gather the Republicans, either that was a partisan uprising, which it could happen, but maybe more likely an invasion. So they probably just didn't keep a large enough force in the ports. You keep 1 or 2 there to keep the Republicans out. And it looks like the Japanese are pocketing various Chinese elements. They will be able to retreat into other territories, but they might be able to get in there and pocket some of those there, and they're expanding out along the coast. So this is looking good for China, or looking good for Japan via the situation with China. So that's great. Okay, thanks for watching. Please like the videos. It helps show that they're good to the Google AI, and I really like the comments. It helps me judge how to do the series, and what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you know, where I can improve, that kind of thing. So thanks so much for those.